The Tesla Model 3 is in Australia, and this is the Standard Range Plus. How much is it? How do you charge it? That and more after this.
Now before I get into this video, I've got to say big thanks to Ashley Hill, who was kind enough to take me out for the day in his new Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. If you're in the market for a Tesla, please do consider using his referral code for 1500 kilometers of free supercharging. The exterior of the Model 3 in person is actually a lot more appealing than what these pictures can do it justice. The front of the Model 3 has a very sporty appearance, if anything a little bit underdone. Looking a little like a duckbill, those flat lines are a little underwhelming. But from other angles like the side and particularly the rear, it's kind of hard to distinguish this from the Tesla Model S. Charging the Tesla Model 3 50 kilowatt hour battery is done via this charging port. When you get a Tesla Model 3 in Australia, you not only get a portable charger, but you also get a wall charger, which you can install and have your electrician put up to a 32 amp circuit breaker. What that will mean to you is instead of getting like say 10 kilometers of range per hour, you'd actually get about 30 to 40 kilometers of range per hour. But if that's not enough for you, and let's say you're doing a long trip, you can charge from one of the many superchargers dotted around the country and hopefully soon get up to 250 kilowatts of charge per hour into the Model 3. What that will mean? Well, literally from 0 to 80% in about 15 minutes.
The obligatory boot, which in this case is massive for such a small car. Because this is an EV, you don't need a petrol tank. So what do you do with all that space? Well, you put in a boot part 2. Now, the awesome thing with Teslas is not only do you have a pretty big boot, but you've also got what I'm going to call a fruit. Yeah, well, Americans call it frunk, as in trunk, you know, but this, you can store a lot here. And I'm not going to give you any ideas as to what you can store, but power cables, charging cables, shopping, got little hooks here. You can actually hang your bags off, which is very handy indeed. And just in case your kids are the mischievous types who actually like to lock themselves in, you've got a remote release so they can actually press it themselves. Coming into the rear of this car, although it's like a small, actually more medium-sized car, akin to like the BMW Model 3, you have got lots of knee space here. This driving position is set to my own, and I've got easily like 10 inches there. Plenty of foot well space, even though this is a 12-way adjustable electric seat with memory positions. Rear headroom is actually pretty good, and that's helped by this beautiful glass roof. And as you can see, I've got several inches there as well. In addition to the many safety features that this car has, you also have ISOFIX for car seats. The Model 3 interior. Some say it's too minimalistic, too sparse. But to be honest, I think this is actually our future. And the thing that really strikes me about this interior is just this massive glass roof. It just sweeps all the way from the front A pillar through to the rear C pillar, and passengers, they just find this view simply amazing, and it is breathtaking. you've got this lovely 15-inch screen, which shows you everything from obviously Google Maps, your car status, lots of different controls along here, such as your rear and front demisters. You got your seat warmers, climate control, and well, check this out. This is super amazing. I'm actually changing the direction of where the air is pointing from this continuous, massive vent. This vent is just huge. And, you know, okay, some people like the air straight on them, right? But maybe you actually like it either side. And you can see what I'm doing there? Just, it's these little details that make Teslas amazing. Further controls can be found through different menus that pop up, such as, well, charging. Currently we have 41% stated battery. The obligatory rear camera, which at the moment it's got a little bit of sun on it. In terms of fit and finish, everything is rock solid and sits in very nicely. Up the front here, you've got a little space to put your mobile phones in. And as you can see, there's actually two. Now, this has actually got a wireless charging device put in here, which is not standard, which honestly should actually be standard. But two phones can sit very comfortably there, and they're closed with these soft touch magnets. Next, more storage, cavernous storage, like it is so deep in there. Look at that, oh my gosh, so deep. For things that matter, we've got cup holders. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus under the armrests, more storage, and even more bonus storage, including a 12-volt charging socket here. In addition, you've also got behind this space 2 USB points, and in the rear 2 more. So for those people who need to plug in, and let's face it, we all need to plug in these days, you've got plenty of options. That near absolute silence is just golden. So the steering wheel is chunky, but it feels very nice. You can actually change the setting within the app, within the interface here, from relatively soft through to standard to a very sporty, heavy feel. And well, if you're the sort of person who likes a dynamic experience and well, throws cars around corners, I guarantee you can find a setting for the steering wheel that you like. It is motorized, so you can actually adjust it up and down and in and out. And in addition to the 12-way power seat, you save your mirrors, your seat, your steering wheel to one of many profiles. And this car and the position that you can get yourself into, it feels pretty awesome. Like this seat, the bolsters on either side are holding me beautifully in position. And I'm getting nice under thigh support because it actually tilts upwards. And oh, it's a very, very comfortable driving experience. And earlier today, we went from like Taylor's Lakes all the way to Ballarat, a bit over an hour plus drive, and well, it went like that. And I think that was primarily because of this great comfortable sitting position, but also Autopilot. Teslas now, no matter what Tesla you buy, and in this standard range plus, come with Autopilot as standard. And to engage it, well, there's 2 different ways you engage it. First and foremost, 1 click down, and that is just now radar cruise control. So what it's going to do, it's going to go up to the speed limit that I set, which I can actually adjust with the steering wheel controls. And if the traffic in front was to come to a complete stop, this car will too. So by pressing down twice on the right-hand stalk, it engages Autopilot. And now what it will actually do, it will steer and keep within the lane, and as well as do the radar cruise control. Now, I know there are people out there who'll be saying, oh yeah, but my car has steering assist. Yeah, what's so special about Teslas? Well, this thing is next level assistance driving. Right now, I'm just keeping my hand on the wheel, just well, obviously for safety reasons. And the corners we've done today, quite safely and rather well. Driving along becomes so effortless. It's a key word you might hear me say a few times today. And it just makes the driving experience so easy. So this is what Autopilot can look like. And well, it does this through a lot of different high tech. You got cameras, you got radar, and you got sensors. And all these different things, along with some machine learning, means that this car will safely keep you safe in traffic, take corners, and just takes a whole load off you as a driver. Tesla is trying to get the world to sustainable modes of transport. And well, this car, not only could you fill it up with the sun, and well, we have, they also have vegan leather, which is a great thing to be doing because, well, I think the cows actually like their skin. Having spent a good half a day with the Tesla Model 3, the ride and handling of this car is just, well, it's superb. The suspension, I think, is very well tuned to Australian roads, which, as I've said before many times, are just trash. The car feels firmly planted and, well, it's helped by that significant weight. But wherever I point the car, I feel it's actually going, which is invaluable. And there's a lot of driver aids going on here and safety fixtures, which I'll put on screen right now. And they all work together to make you actually feel like a probably better driver than you really are. The seating position, and well, being a small medium car as it is, you're quite low to the ground and it gives you that sensation of sportiness. And well, this car is no slow poke at all. With a 0 to 100 time of 5.6 seconds, and well, people have actually done it faster. This thing goes like the clappers. Being an electric car, this thing has a massive acceleration on tap, ready available whenever you are. I'll put it on screen now, but essentially between the massive power and that even massive number of Newton meters, oh my gosh, you get pushed into the rear of your seat and it's infectious. You just want to keep on doing it. And when you get up to traffic lights in this car, a lot of people will be very surprised by, well, how quickly you've already gone. As I mentioned earlier, some people find the interior in this thing just to be a little bit on the light side, but realistically, this center screen does a lot and it is very informative. And the lack of center pinnacle display for this driver, I haven't felt I've actually missed out on it whatsoever. Just looking forward to the front right now, I can quite clearly see the speedometer, and I don't think that we really do need a head-up display in this car. I might be wrong. I think the longer I had it, and well, maybe the more speeding fines I got, I might change my mind. But nonetheless, this massive speed here, I can see it quite clearly. Coming down, you've got the actual speed limit in the area, and if I was on the cruise control mode, if let's say I'm higher or lower than it, if I just tap that, the car will actually go to match it. In Autopilot, it actually will change it down or up automatically. Right here, you can see I've got the blue steering wheel icon on, and that means I'm actually in Autopilot. At any one time, you can call up the rear vision camera, which is a great feature. The rear view mirror in this car is great, and it's actually got a pretty good view. I think helps from that massive window. Other driver's aids you have constant tire monitoring pressure, wipers, both automatic as well as automatic headlights as well. And you can see how you're doing with your driving. So in this case, we're doing 196 watt hours per kilometer, or basically 19.5 kilowatt hours per 100 Ks. We've been driving about 20 minutes and we've done 28.6 kilometers. Our energy consumption is saying here, we've got a projected 234 kilometers of range. This standard range plus is capable of doing, just to say, 450 kilometers using the NED cycle. Now, do know that there are a lot of different ways you can talk about range in EVs, and well, the NEDC is perhaps the most generous. WLTP, or the real world range, is something like about 415 or so kilometers. I'll put the exact number on screen now. And the most, well, perhaps harshest is the American EPA method, which is suggestive of about 400 kilometers. But with Teslas, what they do is they have hidden from the user about 10% state of charge available, so that if you were to drive this thing down to absolute zero, realistically, there's still a bit left in the tank to protect the batteries and, well, keep them safe and keep your batteries going for as long as they possibly ever can. The Tesla Model 3, would I buy this car? Absolutely. Should you? If you can, why not? At $73,000 on road, realistically, it's going to start paying for itself within 5 or so years. Maintenance is very little. It drives amazingly. The interior is futuristic, spaceship-like. The feel of everything is like, it's effortless. And well, I just can't say enough glowing things about the Tesla Model 3. And hey, big shout out to Ashley for helping me set this up today. If you're in the market for a Tesla Model S, X or 3, use this referral link down below and get yourself some free supercharging. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Otherwise, be good, be green. Thing to be doing, because, well, I think the cameras actually like this in. Don't say that. That's just terrible.